Hey guys, Leona here with Empowering Wellness, and it's a terrific Tuesday because it is book club day. And tonight we have Shelly with our fourth and final week of enlightenment and excitement from her Journey to the Heart, A Grace of Self-Love Survival Guide, which is going to be such an amazing book. I cannot wait to read even more of it because I know this is a book that you can continue really enjoying all of it. You don't have to read it cover to cover. You can just take time with it. And the end of the week, we have our early bird special ending for our retreat, the Empowering Elemental Alchemy Retreat. And this would be a great book to be able to read during the retreat, during our downtime, maybe to get some inspiration. You start reading it now, you bring questions with you, you have a chance to be able to deep dive into self-love and to giving yourself grace. Because when was the last time you just had some time for you? Had time for connection, had like a girls' weekend, a big slumber party. That's what I think of like a retreat. Retreat has time to really connect to you, but also connect to other women. It feels like a fun slumber party and sleepover where we get to do transformation and healing and expansion. And I'm just so excited to be able to host that with Ellen this Labor Day weekend. And if you don't know, if you go to empoweringwellness.me, you can read all about the retreat. I do local events here. This Saturday, we're having a floating sound bath. I'm so excited to be part of the women's professional group, and I'm offering this amazing experience at my community pool. It's going to be a floating sound bath, which is one of my favorite things to do. And what's so cool is that we're going to be doing that at Ellen's house for the retreat. So I'm so excited to share that with you. We're going to be doing cacao ceremonies and all sorts of really awesome things. And so if you've never been on a retreat, get curious, have a connection call with me and Ellen. If you've never done coaching or spiritual work, it's okay. I love newbies. It's like a chance. Retreats are like dipping your toes into experiences, just like this book. Like dip your toe in it, read a chapter, sink into it. There's journal prompts in here, right? There's a chance for you to like reflect, right? Retreats are a place where you can have time for reflection, writing in a journal, right? The page on page 23, it says Soul's Truth. I love this. I want to read this for the collective today because remember, we are just energetic beings. We're spiritual beings. And sometimes we forget we're these divine beings of light and love. Life gets crazy and busy. And sometimes it's really nice just to have time to pause, to breathe, to be part of a community and collective. And so this is such a great book. To start now and to finish in the retreat, or to have time to read it on the retreat if you don't have time now. And we get to have our fourth and final conversation tonight with Miss Shelly. I'm so excited. Joining us live here, you her tips and tricks on how to really make this a tool in your toolbox for your spiritual healing and wellness. So welcome, Shelly. Happy terrific Tuesday. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty well. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. This is a great time to talk about energy work and spirituality, emotions, because tomorrow's the big full moon, right? And so that brings up a lot of emotions. We're mostly made up of water. The tides are being pulled, the water's being pulled, we're being pulled in all the different directions, emotionally, energetically, physically, right? And so what great opportunity we have for people to sit down, take a deep breath, be here with us, be in connection and in this energetic space. And I would love to read what you wrote about the soul's truth tonight. Can we start off with that?
Absolutely. I'd love
All
for
right.
you to.
So for me, I'm like, we forget that we're just energetic beings of love and light, right? Like that's it. And that's our soul's truth. And when I read this, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, we forget we're in the human doing world and we forget that we're just human beings. And I thought, you know what, maybe the collective needs to hear this and this energetic pull, this full moon energy, what your soul's truth is. So Shelly has written on page 23. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are not a flawed human trying to earn divine favor. You are a spiritual being already whole, already sacred, having a human experience. You came here to learn, to grow, to feel, to remember, to taste the full texture of life on earth, the beauty and the ache, the joy and the heartbreak, the longing and the love. You are here not to escape your humanity, but to integrate it with your divinity,
To walk as both, feet on earth, spirit intact, heart wide open. Grace walks with you in the messy middle. It honors the bravery it takes to live inside a body and carry a soul at the time. And she says, use this truth guide when you forget who you are. Tape it to your mirror, tuck it in your journal, let it speak for grace when you cannot find the words. And I thought, what a beautiful way to end week 4 with that beautiful reminder of our soul's truth. And so tonight is the night that you get to tell the collective the last little bit of gems, goodness, what you want them to take away, how they can use this beautiful book as a tool in their spiritual toolkit. So Shelly, my dear, take it away.
Yeah. Thanks for reading this, because I had a call today with my mentor and some other fellow authors, and I was just sharing a little bit about, my past couple of months. I have been through quite a bit, and I don't even know where this phrase came from, but what I said to them is, I feel like I've gone through a cosmic squeeze, and I'm coming out the other side. And I am ready for a sacred rest. So when you're reading about the soul truth here, it just kind of reminds me again, too, like this book is to be used for those times when you're going through any kind of shift in your life, any kind of heartache, heartbreak, grief, the loss of a loved one. I've been through all of that in the last couple of months, and it has, having written this, it's also been really near and dear to my heart as well. Those, you think about those cosmic squeezes, it's like we go through, our spiritual, energetic being goes through all of these human experiences, and we don't always know what to do with them. Emotionally, it feels really uncomfortable. We don't know how we're going to come out on the other side. And yet, when we go through this, we also come out different. We have transformed in some way. We've come out with some sort of knowledge, um, a new way of being. And, and I even think these experiences in our lives cause us to jump timelines. And I've been really sitting with that a little bit. The last week, I've not felt well. I've been basically in bed for 7 days, and part of that is coming through the cosmic squeeze and just needing that soulful rest. So,
I
I
think the
guess I just
collective as a whole has been feeling that it's been a lot, right?
yes.
Mercury went direct. We have this planetary basket. We shifted through that. We're in this energy right before the 8/8 Lionsgate. We're in a full moon energy for
Mhm.
tomorrow. Like, it's a lot planetary and energetically. And that's why I'm so excited to be able to hold space for people to retreat for our
Yes.
elemental retreat in Labor Day weekend, because I feel like after all of this shift that's happening this summer, and summer's a lot of that fiery energy, it's nice to like really get into those other types of the elements and have that experience and feel retreated. Because you're right, if we don't take those pauses, our bodies will go, okay, we're going to pause for you and power down now. Right?
Yes.
So you got your power down time.
Yes. Exactly. So, it's very real, the whole what our bodies go through energetically, and what our spirits and our souls are here experiencing, trying to integrate those two things. It sometimes can feel like an inner battle. Um, so yeah, your retreat sounds amazing, and I'm sure it's going to come in handy for a lot of people during this time as we're shifting from the summer and into the fall. Sounds amazing. I might have to join you.
Yes, girl, retreat yourself. You deserve it.
Ah, so getting back to your question, like some of the nuggets, oh, goodness. I know we've talked, during this time together, I've shared a little bit about the book. I took people through a guided meditation, and I really hope that the recording, people were able to hear that on the recording, so it wasn't interrupted with any technical issues. But And then last week we talked about one of the elements, and we focused a little bit on empathy and did a little bit of a deeper dive in that. Um, but what I really want people to know is that this book is not anything to be rushed through. It, it's something to sit with. The first part of the book kind of preps you for the journey, and it is a journey. It's not just another self-help book that you read cover to cover and then you've just got information in your head. It really is designed to be taken slowly, to do the journaling prompts that are in there, to do some of the embodiment exercises that are in there. All of that stuff is in there for a reason. It's to spend time with yourself and to move information that is coming through. It might be new information that you hold in your head, but the idea is to really move it from your head to your heart, and then even more so from your heart into an embodied position so that you carry these tools with you on a daily basis. I know for me, the book itself, it's a lot of symbolism on the front page. And the backpack is significant. It's where I carry tools, my transformational tools. And I actually, figuratively have that strapped to me every day because I am pulling tools out all the time as I'm learning how to integrate my human experience with my spiritual experience. And this is what this is about. It's time to, it's time to just slow down. It's time to, uh, it's okay to spend time on maybe a little something, a new nugget, new something for you to start considering. So it's less. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's interesting that you see the backpack as a backpack filled with tools that you carry with you, because a lot of the guided meditations that I've done, we look at the backpack of the things that you're heavy and holding on to, that you're ready to take out of your backpack. And so my aha moment was like, we carry all these unnecessary things in backpacks. Like, why not think of it as like unpacking the backpack with the things we don't need and then putting the tools that we do need with us to carry around. Like, I just did a new certification for Touch for Health this weekend. And that's a new tool now that I have to work with clients and the muscle test and work with the body and listen to the body, the embodiment of the energy, right? And so how interesting to take those meditations that I've done in the past and think about a transformation or transmuting of unloading the heavy stuff and putting the tools that you need with us so that they're close and there. And it's more of a comforting backpack versus the weight of the world of the heaviness that we think of when we think of that backpack metaphor. So I love that you did that clarity of that for me, because I would have never have put that together. So thank you for that.
Sure. And when you think about going on a hiking journey, you're not carrying every possible thing. You can't. It's physically too heavy. And so when you're journeying and hiking, you're taking the essentials. And grace, gentleness, reverence, acceptance, compassion, and empathy is the guide. It's the survival guide when you lose your way. And that is the one thing that always needs to be inside that pack, because when you're lost, that's what you want to pull out. It's your map. So, yes, so it's really great for you to bring that up. It's so important. And it, with all of that, it helps us to then start to release all of the heaviness that we could be carrying along on the journey that really is unnecessary. Yes, we're carrying it for a while to learn and to grow from it. But when we've learned what we're supposed to learn, it's time to let it go, to put it down and no longer carry it, so that you can begin to jump those timelines to continue to move forward along your life's journey.
I love that. Thank you, Shelly, for that insight. That's amazing.
Yeah. So what other nuggets? The other thing is, the book is designed to be an experience. And, like I said, it kind of takes you through preparing for it, what to pack, what not to pack, all of that. And then it brings us into the journey itself. So the book is a taste of a larger journey. I really wrote this to get people to think a little differently, to consider themselves. Um, but again, not just for it to be head knowledge, but to have it be experiential. So yes, there's that. It is an experience. Again, it's the guided meditation. This is what I do when we work in a group, is there'll be some teaching, exploration of diving in deeper into some of these topics, and then subtopics, because underneath gentleness is a lot of stuff, the negative self-talk that comes through your mind. How we're really treating ourselves. Are we berating ourselves? Are we honoring what it is that our bodies are needing? So there can be a lot of subtopics. So we dive into that a little bit more, and we do some teaching. There's discussion, and the guided meditations are designed to go inward. So that's an inner journey, if you will. So we're literally journeying inward to reconnect with ourselves, to rebuild relationship with ourselves, and to also extract the nuggets of wisdom that we already know and carry with us, but we haven't connected to. And I love that because it helps us to build trust with what we already know. And if we're not taking time to do that, it's very easy to not trust yourself in certain situations. So,
I call it a remembering when we forget.
yes,
Like everything's inside of us and we just kind of forgot. Like this human form forgets, like our big, beautiful brains forgets. Like we might have learned it in past lives or this lifetime or something. And so it's like a remembering when we bring that awareness back into it. We're remembering we're having these experiences as this human being in this, the spiritual world in this human being form. So
absolutely.
I love that. It is. It's like you don't know until you know, right? And you got to bring that awareness in and have that insight to be able to go forward. So what does it look like when you work in your groups with people? Because I do a lot of individual work, body work, energy work, healing one-on-one, coaching one-on-one. I've done some group stuff in the past. I love my big group chakra works, things like that. But I'd love to know what it looks like working with you in your groups,
Yeah.
and how you use this book and other tools to be able to facilitate that group growth.
Yeah, absolutely. I touched on that a little bit already. In the group, clearly it's a group environment so that we're holding sacred space, not only for ourselves, but the other members. And I love groups because as I see insight and share that, it's so interesting how somebody else in the group might see something that I don't see. And so you have multiple mirrors speaking in to the person that might have shared. And it's just really beautiful because when somebody is going through something, whether the circumstances may not be the same as somebody else, but there are nuances to that will resonate with other group members. And so one-on-one is super powerful, but when you bring a group dynamic together, it's like there's a lot of energy and perspectives bouncing around and different insights that come in that help hold a different space for the people or the women or the participants. And it's so beautiful to see their perspectives and not only what they're learning themselves, but what they're seeing in somebody else that helps them learn and grow and move along on their journey as well. In a group setting, we will take a specific topic and we have discussion, like some teaching around that discussion, questions, sharing time. And then again, just kind of bouncing ideas around. And based on what I'm hearing, I will take them on a guided meditation that is kind of specific in a way, but general enough too, where this is where it can be a little tricky when you're working with a group versus one-on-one, because one-on-one you can super hone in on exactly the thing that that you're seeing that they might need to work on, or that you want to bring awareness to. I've got training in shadow work. And so, when you can see, oh, there's something there, you can kind of hone in a little bit differently. But in a group environment, I keep it specific but general enough so that as we are going in this inner journey, there is really powerful information that's coming through. And then there's a sharing afterwards. And then we do an art integration. And I don't really know, I don't know that I necessarily like to call it an art integration, but an art expression afterwards. And sometimes we'll do that within the group, or sometimes they will do it outside of the group and share it within the group on Facebook afterwards. But this is just an example. And it's just a little, oops, sorry. Really simple kind of stuff where this was a meditation that I did, and this helped me hone in on, a before and after, and what I was feeling, and then what was coming through from my higher self, my inner wisdom, the truth that needed to be revealed. And so when we start to do art creation, it really is a beautiful reminder of the journey that we just took. It highlights the important things that we're wanting to come out so that you don't remember. It's really easy to pull it out and go, oh yeah, I was in this place of fear, and all of these words that were explaining what I was feeling, and then the shift that happened in there. And I moved from fear to freedom, creativity, expression, vitality, life, love, community, connection, where all of these things that I was needing, but I was living over here in this darker area. So, the art expression might be different for each person, because when they go inward, they're experiencing something very specific for themselves. So they might hear, this is just another example. This is from one that I did for myself. But what my highest self, or the part of me that I met, needed me to learn was, my life force shines with the light of my divine source. And so I needed to remember that. So I just did this super little, expressive thing, with just this bright gold light and the truth that was in there. And so these start to become earmarks, not even earmarks, but kind of like a passport for each journey. You go out, you travel, you get a stamp, and you might take a few photographs because you really want to remember this, fun place, or this thing that you did, or this thing that really was impactful. These begin to be that. And at the end of this journey, you end up having a beautiful passport art expressive tool, but book, to be able to thumb through and go, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So, because you talked about, it's that remembrance. We so easily forget the truth that lives within us, that you can open up that book and see the truth of what was being revealed during the journey.
I love that. I know Ellen's going to be hosting in the retreat an art expressive part, and we're also going to be doing, I think, letters for a future self. I mean, it's so important, art and expression. And I had a friend who was an artist that did sacred soul paintings, and you would have intentions and energy, and you put the paint on, you fold it all up, then you open up, and then like whoosh, you get like this, like, oh my God, this thing. And every single time that I did that, Lori, if you're listening to this, I loved those. I would always get some sort of owl looking image in it, which always represents my grandmother. My grandmother's nickname was Hootie, and she was like this wise woman. And so these owls come through as like part of my spirit fam. Oh, I just got full chills. Hi,
Yeah,
Grandma.
I did too.
And it's just so great that like Hootie would come into my artwork, and she would show up and all these things. And so I do think that expression through dance, movement, art is just such a beautiful way to remember all of that sacred soul knowledge and learnings and lessons that we have within us. And it's so beautiful that we have books and classes and workshops and retreats that can all create this environment, hold this sacred state to witness each other, go through this journey, to be able to have those moments. I love it, as those stamps in your passport in your journey for healing and transformation, which is just amazing.
Yes.
I love that analogy.
Yeah, and art is super healing, and a lot of people will say, "Oh, I'm not an artist." Well, you don't have to be. It's about moving paint around. It's about expressive marks with a crayon or a pencil or a marker or something like that. But what I love about it is it helps you to relax. It helps you to begin to release even expect and release expectations of what's going to come out on the page. I mean, we're in this human body, and so often we're trying so desperately we're in this do to get results, or to we do this to get that, or we have all of that, with how that is. And when you go to a blank page, I mean, anything's possible. You start by making a mark. And I just think too, the canvas represents to me a metaphor. It's like every day is a blank canvas, and anything I do throughout the day represents a mark. And at the end of each day, there is something beautiful that's been created. If you think about that as just, a daily expression, even, it's like, I don't know what's going to show up on the canvas. Sometimes I know what I might want to create. And a lot of times, because I'm an abstract artist, so I intuitively make marks, and then I allow it to send me where it's wanting to go. And I really don't know where it's going, but at the end, there's something amazing that I wasn't expecting, and life can be the same thing.
I was going to say, what a beautiful way to look at life. We know that we have endless opportunities, and if we're open to the flow of what could be possible, then you have no idea where you're going to end up, but you know that it's going to be amazing because your energy and intention is to be in that way, and everything else just goes. So that's amazing.
Absolutely, absolutely, sure does.
Amazing. So, what other tips and tricks or nuggets of goodness that you want to leave with our collective this evening for them to be able to utilize this beautiful tool, besides taking the time, using the embodiment, doing the prompts, taking it on a journey? I was telling them this would be a great book to bring to the retreat, to be on that journey there, to write things in it, to read it, you reflect, like, oh, yeah, how can I be more gentle in my life? How can I be more gentle now? Making notes into it, right? Like creating that experience. Like, I
Yes,
love that you think that you're wanting people to understand that it's not just a book, it's an experience, because I'm all
right.
about experiences.
Yes, me
So I
too.
love that.
Me too. And I think for me too, like, I learn that way. When I look at life as an experience, or if I look at life as an adventure, when I'm in it, I'm learning. And you're not sitting by just, idly participating. You're really participating, and it is an experience. And I love books like that too. I mean, I want to dive in. I'm an experiential, hands-on learner, and that's how I want to be able to teach as well. But the biggest thing that this book is it's a roadmap back to yourself. It's a roadmap back to remembering the wisdom, the insight, the compassion, and the grace that's already living here within your heart. And I just want people to understand that when you connect there, there's just an incredible amount of trust that you begin to develop, and the doubt and second guessing, or the overthinking, or the overperforming, or overly responsible, all of those things that we can fall into start to fall away, because we are rebuilding this beautiful relationship with ourselves. And that is what this book is about. It's that relationship with ourselves really is about self-love. So
100%.
yeah.
So for those that still haven't got it, you will have a chance to. We'll make sure we'll put in the comments where to get it. For those that want to follow along with you and learn more about what you're doing, make sure you put your website and how they can contact you in the comments as well. And I just want to say thank you for sharing your journey that you went through, and reminding us that life is this journey, and we get to bring the tools that we want and let go of the things that we don't, and have those initial things and those important things for us, like the elements that you talk in this book, like empathy and gentleness and compassion and all the things. And that those are the tools that are going to get us through this beautiful divine being experience as human
Yes.
beings in this
Yes,
3D world.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for having me, and thank you for allowing me this time. It's been a real honor to be here, and I've really enjoyed it. So thank you, Leona.
Me too. Thank you. And for those that don't know, next month we're going to have a new author. Every month I have a new author going through this 4-week journey and telling us about those tips and tricks, where the book comes from, what they're passionate about, why they do it. You know, with your story, it's so amazing. You learned from those past relationships, those experiences, you know, those things through their life. And you're like, here, learn these lessons with ease and grace and love and joy,
Yes.
like through this book. Don't do it the hard way like I did, right? Like I tell people of my clients, I'm like, I've learned all these things the hard way, unfortunately,
Yes.
like through pain and all this stuff. Please let me like allow you to have like some little nuggets and tips and tricks so it can be easier for you, right?
Yeah, fast track it so you don't spend so much time in that negative energy. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, 100%. So one last final words of wisdom for the collective, my dear.
One last word, final words. What is that? Just love on yourself. I mean, consider yourself equally as important as the person that's sitting across from you. You are just as valuable as anybody else on this planet, and don't forget it. Don't forget it. Remember.
Yes, aho. And so it is, and so it shall be. And until next time, Divine Collective, we're sending much light and love from our hearts to yours. Peace and namaste.